only do weed. Okay. I only do marijuana. The main thing that like motivated me to get into this smoke break that I start thinking about on Saturday and Sunday when I started to run low on my substance that I used to like.
Has your journey began, or will it?
It's Sunday and it's like 11, and I'm telling myself, since it's not my break, let me just finish everything that I got, since I'm not gonna be able to use it. And since I already got it, I could really just be, you know what I'm saying, I could finally either get that high that I want, or I could just be high going into this week, just vibing out, just like, I'm good. So I did that, and I didn't smoke on 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. But when 3 o'clock came, that's when the relapse happened. So the first day of the 7 days, the first day got cut off. I relapsed. That same day before I relapsed, it was like my body was okay with not relapsing because I didn't feel anything. And I felt like I should have felt more happier. I should have had a higher emotion to me not doing it anymore. And it was weird to me. And it was so weird to me that I was like, if I don't have my strong emotions for it, then is it really true? I don't know. It was like a back and forth I kept having with myself that made me relapse. Basically, I relapsed because I felt like I should have had more empathy towards me wanting to get high again. But it was like I didn't have that empathy, if you could understand what I'm saying. And it was like I was like, I don't like that feeling. So I just redid it because it was emptiness. You know what I'm saying? Around last week, I started to feel like maybe I should take a break. It was like, I don't know. Normally I'd be like, I want to take a break and don't take a break. This break was so stern. It was like, I'm finna take a break. I put it down and literally just was done with it. And it was like, that's crazy. Finding the sun in my video. But it was crazy. It was like, how did this time out of all other times I'm able to just put the thing down and then proceed to just live my life? You know what I'm saying? The second day was more blissful. It was like the second day I didn't even care about weed. I didn't even want to smell it. I didn't want to intake it or nothing. But the second day is when I realized that I had a lot of weed in my body because I was taking it so much that like eventually I started realizing like the way that like I was feeling, the way my body was moving wasn't because my body was aching. It was because the substance that I was taking. I have so much white stuff on my body from my house. But the whiteness is from me being me getting high and my body needing hydration and me not giving it the hydration because when you under any influence you only want to drink or eat or do things that the influence does. It's like the influence make everything better, so you constantly go to the influence so you could go make any experience better than what it is. The second day was more relaxation. It was like, okay, I'm finally not doing it no more. I'm feeling the symptoms of me doing it all the time, and I need something else to do. The second day, I was really just going through it, but not bad. It was just me trying to change. The third day was really the day that I was like, nah, I'm finna go do some other stuff. And I started really doing other things and planning for things. So you guys got a whole bunch of more content and a lot of other things that's gonna be on the way. Today, the fourth day. The fourth day is probably gonna be my hardest day because when I woke up, I started to realize I have a lot of energy. Like I used to think I was very sleepy back then, but it's really like I'm not that sleepy. It's just that the substance was low, so I felt sleepy because I was living off of it. So if you're living off something and it goes low, of course you're gonna feel like you're either dying or it's leaving because you know what I'm saying? So I was living off that, and it was like today when I woke up, my nostrils and like don't you know like when you get high in the weed like smack certain parts of like your body? I'm now feeling that like my nostrils was leaking mad bad, but the other days my nostrils wasn't leaking that bad. Like the roof of my gun, when like I inhale and I normally feel the smoke go back, I'm now feeling that tingle, and I'm like, that's crazy that it took 4 days to start really detoxing my body. Like, basically, I've been feeling the detox, I've been feeling the stomach pain, the illness, the sleepiness and stuff like that, but I started to learn that it really was from the substance that I kept taking. So I started to like try to identify it, so when it pops up, I'm not like, what is it, or oh, I gotta go do this again. But I started to learn from it, and I started to take notes, and I started to really make sure it was good from A through Z. The 5th day was more chill. I was going through a little bit of sinus problems and a little bit like detoxing. Like, I feel it in my mouth, in my body, in my arms, in my legs, in my stomach. My stomach was the main thing that was really getting attacked from the detox, because it was like my stomach was hurting. Food was like, I was trying to eat a lot of food, but you know, when you off substances, you don't really eat like that. And even if you do, you eating off high emotions to that food. You're not really eating that food off emotion of, let me eat that food. You know what I'm saying? Say somebody else out there that's thinking about taking a break, or they like, you know what do people go through the breaks? Because I felt as I should have had more energy into not wanting to smoke. So I just did it, because I smoked for a whole month straight, no breaks. And now it's like I don't even want to do that again. How? I wasn't even thinking about not wanting to do it when it came down to me being under the influence. But now that I'm not under the influence, I'm perfectly fine with not being under the influence. I was beating myself up for what? And now I'm starting to realize that when I was in them high thoughts and I was like, somebody else's energy was manipulating my thoughts, now I'm understanding that. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm trying to take this time to try to understand what's going on, who am I, and what was affecting me. This is day 7. It's 4 o'clock. I got a couple more hours until 12, and then this over. I'm free to go back to smoking if I want. I don't see the point in going back, because let me just explain. So day 5 again. Day 5 was more as I felt some more things, but day 5 put me into a different brain wave. Like, my brain was thinking different, even though I had the same brain. If that makes sense. It was like the 5th day changed. The 5th day changed my mentality, but the 4 days leading up to the 5th day showed me why I should change my mentality. And the 5th day solidified me changing my mentality. And then the 6th day of yesterday, it was okay because I was vibing with the fam and we was chilling, but it still was like this feeling that I had that was tucked away, that nobody knew where it was at but me, if that makes sense. It was like that it was like a feeling that was watching me always and creeping and preying on my downfall, and it was just waiting. Like, the feeling isn't strong enough to attack me directly, so the feeling is waiting until I'm weak enough for it to do less damage than what it has to do to achieve the victory of winning the battle that me and this feeling is going against. So if that makes sense, this feeling has been there when I was in the substance using it. So when I started to really dive deep into day 5, when my mentality was changing, that's when I really was capable of understanding things more. It wasn't more as, let me ignore it because I could go get high later, or let me ignore it because my high thoughts is like, oh, okay, and you feel me, something like that. But it was more as, let me understand what's going on. And that day 5 changed me. That day 6 made me just vibe out, but it made me more aware of certain things. Now day 7 is weird. So far, when this day started, I was okay, I was vibing, and I was getting a lot of things done. It wasn't like I wasn't highly motivated, but a lot of stuff that I said I was gonna get done, it was done. That's all I had to say. But then when everything was done and it was time for me to relax, it was time for me to no longer work at that high level anymore, my body felt more hatred towards itself than anything else. Like, my body wanted to hate itself more than any other time that I was going through certain things. Like, my body felt so much pain. Like, I wasn't hurting necessarily, but my soul was hurting. It was like I wasn't in physical pain, but I could feel something was not right with me. So as I'm sitting there trying to understand it, because again, day 5 and day 6 helped me understand and try to view things different. But this day 7, at the start of it, I was so happy because I was getting things done. But right after, it was like I fell into the deepest depression so fast. It was like I fell into depression so quick that it almost had me just like, it was such a strong hit of depression that I never understood what happened. And even right now, I'm still delaying the depression because it's like I'm trying to maneuver. We outside with Belize. We going on a walk. We still making the videos. I got some editing and more things to do. But it's like this depression creeped up on me and attacked me so strongly that it's like the depression knew exactly when to attack, how to attack, and it played around everything.